G'day and welcome to Deno MAW. Today we are taking a look at a replay in a World of Warships match I had the other night in this ship, the Japanese destroyer, the Shiratsu, or however you pronounce it. I don't actually know. Now, it is a Japanese destroyer, so it's all about torpedoes, and you'll have to forgive the bugginess in the camera. The replay system at the moment is incredibly broken, and I'm having a really hard time making it work. Like this time, I've got this free camera working, but I can't actually hide the HUD. Like me pressing the keys here is doing absolutely sweet FA. But anyway, let's have a look at the ship. So yeah, this is the ship, the Shiratsu. It has two quad torp launchers in the middle. I can't actually get a good look at them, but they have a reload consumable, which you can see on my U slot for key button U on the bottom page there. That allows them to, it basically boosts the reload time to only 5 seconds. So it allows you to do really good torpedo walls of 16 torpedoes in a tier 7, which is fun. I'm just sailing with a Pensacola here. If you take a look at the teams, we're playing Domination on two brothers. It's a tier 5 to 7 match, so I am top tier, which is quite rare, at least for me and destroyers, but it's nice. The Japanese destroyers are the stealthiest ones, so they can sort of take advantage of this in particular. Now, you see, it's pretty evenly matched. They have an extra destroyer than we do, and we just lose a Fubuki who charged into D right at the start of the battle. But they also lost one here. You can see from this point here that I see we've got a Gremmy and an Atlanta. I'm looking at whether I can torp the Atlanta or not. I've zoomed in to look at my actual aim here. And you can see that I saw that he was in the smoke there, so I said I'll send some loads there. Now you'll see I've just used the reload consumable. Now my torps are available again, so I'm going to send another set of torps into that way. So if we try and follow these, like, we'll just see where they go. You see they've got some nice spreads. I think I just left these untied. I've got the nice torp wall going that way, and I've got a more concentrated one heading into the smoke. There's an enemy, Hatsuharu, just sitting off in that side, or however you pronounce it again. That's how I say it. And then there's a Gremmy right here, who is coming into a whole lot of torps right in this spot. So if we get in close, you can see he does a good job at turning to avoid them, but he's slightly too slow, and he gets taken out by a single hit. So, yeah, sucks to be him. He's also got the Jolly Roger flag. I've only just noticed that now, so he would have been rank 1 at some point. So we'll have a look at the other ships we've got over here. So we've got the Atlanta, which is a premium tier 7. And this is, well, it's one of my favourite ships in the game. It's an anti-aircraft cruiser with destroyer-sized guns, but it has 16 of them. So it's a lot of firepower, only short range, but you don't need any more than that. You see, we've got this one here, and there's another guy here just sort of hiding out, firing at me. So if we switch back over to me here, you can see I'm laying a smoke screen. I was trying to give a bit of a screen for our Pensacola here, who was taking a bit of fire. So I thought if I drop the smoke, I'm not really going to try and use it myself, but it will try and, you know, stop these Atlantas raining down hellfire on him. Because the Atlanta has radar, and I'm trying to spot for the team more than actually kill at this stage. Like, I got that single kill, but, you know, I'm not really trying to do that. That's not my goal here. You'll see that our side on D hasn't really got anywhere. They're sort of all hanging back along the H row. Don't know why, but they were. Also, this is where I noticed the Fiji is there. Very nasty ship, the Fiji. It's the British tier 7 cruiser. They can only fire AP, but it's very rapid fire. So these guys are a very nasty ship, and they have smoke. So they're probably the most powerful of the tier 7 cruisers, in my opinion. That's, you know, not a premium. So he was firing at us, as you would expect. You've got a Miyoko, also a tier 7, sitting at the back here as well, with, you know, the heavy guns that you have in a heavy cruiser, with 8-inch guns rather. So interesting look to them there. I sort of swung by this island trying to use its cover. You can see I've launched some more torps already. There's one set going off. Held the other set, because you can see I'm firing them separately. Normally I fire them all at once. But I'm trying to stagger my shots. You see this Miyoko is getting pretty close. Although I was mostly concerned about the Fiji because they are really nasty against enemy destroyers. The Miyoko here, trying to get a sort of a line up to fire on him, but I don't have the right position, so speed boost to try and get myself out of the way. You've got this Atlanta in the corner. Pretty sure he used radar at that point, but I managed to get out of it. Which is good. You can see the rate of fire on the Atlanta there. They can just fire at you constantly. And yeah, at this point in the match we're pretty even. I mean, we've lost a cruiser where if they've lost 2 destroyers. They've got the lead on caps though. We only had the starting one, they had A as well. And we didn't really have any hope of holding A. You can see that we had the 2 cruisers at the back there, the Pensacola and the Furutaka, and the Colorado just sort of sitting at the back. But, you know, he shouldn't be at the back. It's a battleship that is going at the front. Oh, not a Colorado, a Congo. What am I talking about? Yeah, Congo, yeah, you can sort of sit at the back. These are destroyers. And, you know, with destroyers, you got to sort of be careful. Oh, don't know what happened to my voice there. Those torps just ran out there, which is nice. Atlanta getting close in. I have 10-kilometer torps on the Shiratsu. You see them launching there. Because I don't actually have torpedo acceleration on this captain. I have torpedo acceleration on one of my other captains for Japanese destroyers. Whoops, why have I gone into this view? Come on. Yeah. There we go. I finally managed to get the free cam to work again. So you see my torps miss that Atlanta, and yeah, as the guy's saying in the chat, we didn't really have any chance of capping A at this point. So I'm firing at this point. I'm firing to try and hit the Fiji, whilst my torps have just been sent out as, well, a distraction more than anything else. They missed, I'm pretty sure. But I'm getting some good hits. Oh, firing on the Atlanta here. Can I follow... I can't remember how you follow shells. It would be really nice to know. Because it'll be good for this sort of camera work. You can see I sort of, every time I see a destroyer, I try and put a few gunshots in their direction. Simply because, well, you know, sure, my guns aren't great, but they can still do something. So I'm going to keep making as much use of them as I can. Atlanta, still spewing its inferno of HE shells at me. But you'll see that whilst I'm detected, they're not actually hitting me reliably. They were falling a bit too short. I'm not actually sure why that is exactly, but they just were. But, yeah, so 2 Atlantas and a Fiji is not a fun combination for any destroyer. But I decided to send some torpedoes through the gap. Because, well, I'm like, if I can get anyone, if anyone tries to chase us through there, I may get a hit on them. Can't actually remember if I do get a hit here or not, so we shall see. But, yeah, looking at the state of the map this time, we just lost one of our cruisers, a Bidioni, there, to one of the enemy French ones. So, we're, again, sort of even. We've lost some more cruisers, though, which is never fun, but what can you do? At this point, I'm trying to sort of keep a scout without drawing too much attention. I know there's another destroyer over here. That torpedo hit that Atlanta really bad. So I was like, oh, maybe we can finish him off with gunfire. So you see I said my shells that way. Now, I can't remember who actually takes him out here. Oh, there he goes. The Furutaka took him out. So that is one of the Atlantas down. So yeah, send thanks in the chat, because yeah, they are really brutal ships. So at least he's out of the way, he's taken care of. But we have the Fiji and the Miyoko over here still. The Congo, I believe, was focusing on the Miyoko, whilst the Fiji was sort of just firing at us in general. See the Furutaka here and the Pensacola quite close to me. And the Miyoko pushing quite aggressively. I'm not sure why he was pursuing us quite aggressively, but he was. Trying to dodge my own friendly ship's torps there. The Furutaka launched them pretty close. Then there's the Miyoko. His torps just appeared quite close in, so I had to quickly weave in whilst trying not to collide with the Furutaka at the same time. He took a nasty beating there. And yep, more torps coming in. And like as the guy saying in chat, it seems the battleships we had over on the D side didn't really do anything. They were being complained about throughout the whole match was that, you know, they seem to just sit at the back and not get involved, which is an issue given you're a battleship. The whole point is you're the aggressive, not so much tank, but you have a sheer battlefield presence. And if you don't take advantage of that, well then you're wasting your use really. And I got a torpedo hit on the Miyoko there, so that is another ship down. So I've got 2 actual kills so far, but I don't generally go for kills, I go more for the actual, you know, doing damage. You can see here that we are losing this. We're not far off, but we've managed to draw it back. They finally capped D, but we're not quite in a good position either. They've lost more ships than us at this stage. Yeah, they've lost more ships than us at this stage, but they still have a point advantage from when they held the cap so long. This Fiji, I was trying to figure out a torpedo solution, even though my torpedoes still have, as you can see at the bottom there, another 20 odd seconds to reload. And he's coming in, so I thought, oh, maybe I can get a shot, but then he starts swinging towards the island. Try and get some help here, because he's got, or rather I have a 5.8 kilometer detection range, and he's getting too close to that for my comfort, shall we say. And yeah, the British cruisers are brutal. There's something about them, because they got rapid fire small guns with the special AP shells. They do a lot of nasty damage. So I set the torpedo trap here. You can see I follow a lead with one of them, and then I try and set back with the others. Then I drop my smoke, my final smoke of the match. Because yeah, I completely ran out of consumables in this time. He completely outruns these torps here. And you'll realise that because I've gone in the smoke, I was the only one spotting on this side. So I quickly changed my mind from sitting in smoke and instead push out of it, because, you know, whoops, I'm just trying to see if you can actually see the torpedoes. You sort of can. Yep, there you go, there's a torpedo. That's actually a nice little detail. But yeah, it's also about this time that I see we've got a ship coming up the middle there. There's a Cleveland. Not generally what you want to see. You've got this Shores, who came over from the D side. Because you see our Pensacola here is taking quite a battering, going down pretty soon, unfortunately. He's doing a lot. I mean, he did a fair bit this match. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, he didn't actually get any kills so far in this, but he did pretty well with his supportive fire, which is always nice. Because, I mean, the Pensacola is kind of underrated as ship. Most people just know it as an XP pinata because its armor is quite weak, but its guns are really nice. And especially since the buff that reduced its detection, it is quite powerful. And yes, the Shores, who is very low HP, he just took care of that Cleveland for us. And he was actually the second best player on the team. You see here he goes down to only 39 HP. Really low. That Fiji is quite bad. And I was trying to help him in this case as much as, well, I could, really. You can see here I'm coming sort of in front of him, because I was trying to go towards getting a shot on that Cleveland before he sank it. So I'm sending my firepower after the Fiji instead. The Shores goes down there, unfortunately. He did a great job though. You can see basically the two of us, once he came over, and the Pensacola, we really held the line here. The enemy rushed A, and we just whittled them down. They couldn't make it. And I took out the Fiji with a gunshot, because the British cruisers have terrible armor. And so yeah, he's sinking. So yeah, that looks good, you know. I like seeing them sinking when they're not after us. But yeah, that was actually pretty much it for this match. As you can see, we're pretty close on points now. They're down to just the 2 ships. You got the Nagato sitting up the top, and the destroyer sitting in the smoke here. Now, I wanted to go after that destroyer, but at the same time, I wanted to try and secure our victory by going for A. So, you know, I sent thanks to the Shores for helping us out, and then I said, you know, I'll go to A. I've got the torps loaded. There is a Nagato over there. And we had a cruiser, yeah, the Fiji, who has almost full HP. And I think he sort of just sat at the back the whole match. He didn't seem to really do a lot. Which is, you know, disappointing in a multiplayer game. So, yeah, we just have this Nagato. So the Japanese battleship is the last one left. And I was like, alright, I can try and set a, you know, a bit of a distance. We've only got 3 minutes left of the match. We should win this on points because we're quite even. We've got the advantage. And I was like, you know, if we can do this, it'll be nice. Also, I just noticed a little detail here. That's quite nice. A little train and the ship's the dock. Don't pay attention to them when I'm playing, obviously. And yes, there is a Nagato lurking over these hills. So he's taking some firepower from the guys over the other side. Which, yeah, the 2 American battleships now, the other Colorado, who did 2. He did alright, I suppose, but yeah, he was sort of sitting at the back. Here's the Nagato coming along, and I sent some torps going after in this direction. You can see here, they're not exactly in the best spot. I'm just right there. And I was like, oh, maybe I can get a hit to, you know, secure the victory. And, well, you'll see what happens in just a second. He's actually invisible at this point, because, yeah, can't actually see him. But if I remember right, these do hit. Yeah, I get spotted by the destroyer, and then I get the kill there, so we won the match. Which was great, so, yeah. That was a quick match in the Shiratsu in World of Warships. Hope you enjoyed, and until next time, safe sailing.